All right, everyone, welcome back for another episode of Carnivore Trade. Today is Thursday, August 4th, 2022. If you're not done so already, give the video a like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Come find me on carnivoretrades.com for swing trading, alerts, and analysis. Anyways, getting this video out a little early today. Markets are totally anemic right now, so I don't expect much happening before the close. Maybe they float us up here. It does look like the Qs want to push through this trend line here. I've got a few things going on right after the bell today, so I figured I'd do the video a little early here. But markets are holding up okay. We've talked about possible turn date here coming soon, which I do expect, but I have no real sell signal right now. Again, look at this volume here. So 29 million shares traded at 230. That's just under 30 million shares. Look at that. Look at the size of this candle. There's nothing going on here except for computers and retail traders going back and forth here. The Qs are up a little bit here, up just under 0.25% here. So market's holding up. There's not really much to say. We had a huge move yesterday, and now you're getting a pause, and that's very common when you have a huge blast off move like that to the upside or the downside. Typically the next day you'll get some type of a pause candle, which that does appear to be the case pretty much across the board. You see the Russell there as well as the diamond there, Dow Jones. So again, nothing's really changed from yesterday. We're still looking for, a turn here, but again, there's no sell signal. The markets are holding up well, and there's very light volume. And when you have light volume, the markets can float higher, and they can do. And when you have these short squeezes, oftentimes the market can go a lot higher than people think, and I think that's kind of what we're seeing right now. But as far as right now, there's no real sell signal, and the markets are holding up okay. So what can you say? There's a few things moving around today. Gold's having a nice day. Crude is getting hit again. Yields are coming in. Let's take a look at the semis first. So up 0.75%, nice move here. So this may want to go up and test that 250 area right around that pivot, and then you got those sell candles just above that, so that will be pretty good resistance for the semis. But they've held up well. I said 245, 243, 245 would be tough resistance, and it's had an easy float right through that 243 level. And again, like I was just saying, it's because of the light volume. When you get that anemic kind of market, this is the type of thing that can happen, so you have to be aware of that. But semis, nice little day there. So go get cloud here up to that 303 area, pulling back after the surge yesterday. So it's right into that resistance zone. Wouldn't rule out another little pop here, but a lot of things coming into some areas here. It's just a matter of, do we get a sell signal? Do we get, does the market, does the volume come back essentially? And here's XBI finally breaking out of this area again. I don't expect much more upside though. I mean, maybe it can get up to that 200, maybe even pierce it. But this is a lot of resistance here, but nice little move there for XBI, 1, 2, 3 bar surge. So maybe we get a pullback tomorrow into that 90 handle. There's some pretty good level right there, but a nice move today for XBI. Transport's also following through from yesterday, but again, still well inside of this red bar. I do not like that reversal candle there on the transports. But for right now, they're holding up okay as we have that kind of anemic type of market environment. TNX here, so 10 years. So this is a little interesting today. So 10-year getting hit. It's down 2.22%, and the 30-year was basically flat. So 10-year coming back in a little bit. Market does like that right now. Yield curve is still inverted, but that is kind of a positive for the market right now, and we still have that head and shoulder pattern intact. We never close back above that neckline, and we'll see where we close tomorrow. Who knows? Maybe the surges tomorrow and negates this pattern. But for right now, it does look like it is in play, so that should give us a bond rally here moving forward. You see the same thing there on the 30-year. Never closed above that trend line. You did pierce it, but it closed back below yesterday, and it remains below it now. Now again, it could get negated tomorrow. It's possible. Wouldn't rule it out. But for right now, that is still in play. HYG here. Does look like it's trying to make a slight higher high, so nice little move there for HYG. Again, very oversold. Came nicely off the lows, and there's nothing really wrong with it at the moment. It's holding up relatively okay. XHB, ITB, and VNQ all came into resistance here. They're still into especially like the XHB. This is still a really good resistance area for XHB and the ITB as well. But ITB is trying to do some backing and filling here, but much like XBI, this is a lot of resistance up here. It's going to take a long time for that to consolidate to get through that, which I don't think that it can do right now. So just bear that in mind. And then VNQ continuing to kind of pull back here after that huge surge we had a week or two ago into that 100 moving average. And again, maybe it has one more little pop in it, but I don't see that much more upside for these real estate equities here. XLF. So again, filled that gap there, and it's just been kind of just hovering underneath that. So again, you could make a case that this is kind of sloppy bullish chop right now. It probably needs to do a little bit more, but maybe it could get up to that 100 moving average. But I don't see a whole lot of upside there either. And again, you're kind of seeing the same theme here. We can hold up a little bit longer with the light volume, but when that comes back, a lot of these things are going to come down pretty sharply. Pretty soon, I think the FOMO is going to start to kick in. And everybody who was too scared to buy down here and was panic selling in this area is going to be like, oh crap, I missed the move. And then they're going to buy into the gap up. And that's when we're going to get that pretty sharp reversal. But for right now, market's holding up. So we got to respect that. XBD just every day continues to defy gravity. So this went through all these resistance areas, finally into the 200 moving average. This should be the brick wall. Maybe it can pierce through it. A lot of the time when you go into the 200 moving average, it'll pierce through it, and a lot of people will get faked out because they think it's a breakout. But this is really extended into pretty good resistance up here. Take a look. We can even just draw this pivot in. So right in that area, you're into a really good level. Again, maybe there could be a little bit more upside, but it's had a nice run off the lows, but this is getting way, way overdone here to the upside. Let's take a look at crude. So crude continuing lower. I've been telling you guys for months and months and months now that crude's going lower. It's going to 80 to 85 bucks. I was saying that when it was at 120, and everybody was telling me, oh, you got to get in. It's going to 260. It's going to 300. When I hear everybody on TV saying that, usually I want to be on the other side of that boat. Nonetheless, though, we are headed in that direction. We talked about this bearish inside bar here on the daily. Couldn't get above the 20 moving average twice in a row, and then it just got rejected. If you're not going to break out, you're going to break down. So we got a nice little sell, 1, 2, 3, 4 down, and then we talked about this trend line here on the monthly, which we're basically back testing right now. I still think we can get through that. And at least get to that 20-month moving average there on the downside. But nice little dip here for crude. And again, this will be a good buying opportunity here. We just need to see, it get into the levels here. But nice little sell-off there for crude. And XLE, also a weaker sector here, not participating in yesterday's rally, not participating in today's rally either. So definitely noteworthy. Again, these will all be buys here at some point in the future, but we got to be a little bit more patient on them and wait for them to get into our levels. You see the XOP there and the OIH as well, same thing, no real difference. Natty, on the other hand, which we've been noted has been a powerhouse and really just bucked the trend from the energy sector. Huge pop yesterday. We missed our entry by about 5 cents. What are you gonna do? Nice little bullish hammer, inside hammer day today. So this might have a little bit more upside in it. I would not rule that out. It's still way overbought, but what can you say? Natty's holding up really well, and it is extremely volatile right now. Dollar index coming in nicely. So possible lower high in play. If we can take out this low, you've got confirmed lower highs and lower lows here with you would have a break of that 50 moving average as well, and you'd also would be below the 20. So that would be noteworthy here. But again, I'm not entirely convinced here that the dollar's done just yet, but we'll continue to watch it day by day. And that that pullback today is obviously helping out gold. Gold with a monster move up almost 2%. It's a big move for gold. So it does look like it wants to go and test that necktie. So the 200 and 100 here. You do have some resistance right here at 18.15. So that's going to be your first test. If you can get above that, I think we go up there and test that necktie. By the way, look at this 200 moving average here. It's just been flat for the better part of a year, really. This is pretty remarkable here, sideways range that gold has been in. But nonetheless, nice little bid there off the lows. GDX, which I do own, by the way, full disclosure, nice move today. So kind of confirming the rally a little bit. And then silver also up 1.4. Let's take a look at the juniors. Nice little pop there for SILJ, almost 6% move. I'd like to see it close above that 50 moving average today, and that might clear you up to that 1050 area. So nice move for the miners today as well. They're holding up okay. Platinum with a nice surge here. We took profits on this last week, mainly to raise capital, but I thought that that 50 in this area of resistance was going to give it more of a pullback here. See those trend lines there. But, I guess maybe I should have just trusted myself a little bit more. We would have made a nice little bit more on that than we did. But either way, nice little trade. Platinum's holding up well. I loved that 820 and 840 level that it got into. So nice little bid there for platinum off the lows. And then palladium, up 3%, but still inside of those red bars there. And then copper, possibly putting in a little higher low here. We'll see. If it can curl back up, I do think it's got a shot at that 370, 375 area, which would take you right around to that 50 moving average. So I do think that there's another pop here on copper. Usually when you get a big sell-off, you at least get an ABC up afterward, and copper is still pretty oversold in the bigger picture. All right, flipping over to Bitcoin. Again, not really, we noted that yesterday it hadn't really participated in the rally, but it wasn't doing anything wrong either. Same thing really applies today. I really want to see it stay above that 20 moving average. Just kind of a sign of weakness there, but it's holding up. You're still flagging here. Ether still looks a lot better. It's kind of holding that 20 moving average. So if this starts to curl back up, this could have a move. One more pop in it. Same thing with Bitcoin as well. Nothing's really changed here. I'm still giving it the upside bias to have one more little leg up here, but after that, I think it starts to head lower. That's all cryptos, and that'll kind of coincide with the equity markets as well. But for right now, holding up okay, and we'll give it the upside bias for now. Flipping back over to the spiders, yeah, nothing really happening. I think they probably push us up here. We got some higher lows in place on both the spiders and the Qs, and semis are holding up really nicely. So we probably get like a power hour or a 330 kind of float up. That would be kind of my kind of bias right now going into the final hour. But overall, just a day where the market's just hanging out after that big surge from yesterday. Anyways, guys, gonna wrap it up here. You guys take care. Come find me on carnivoretrades.com, and I'll talk to you all tomorrow.